Hello, everyone. You're welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your jovial lawyer here. I'm your legal friend, the jovial one for that matter. Okay, so if you're new here, you're highly specially welcome. I would encourage you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and also share this video. Encourage your friends to also watch. Subscription is actually free, totally free. It's just to encourage me to keep dropping wonderful, valuable content. Okay, so today we'll be speaking about our topic for today is rights of a tenant. So some people actually feel that as a tenant, you don't have rights, or the law doesn't recognize you. It's only the landlords that has rights. No, it's not true. As a tenant, you have some basic rights that are protected under the landlord and tenants laws. Okay, so for number one on my list is right to a habitable premises. So if you are a tenant and you want to rent a property, you have a right. For the landlord has to keep that premises in a habitable condition or in a tenantable condition. For example, you want to rent a house where you will be living, a dwelling house. That house needs to be in a good condition where somebody can live. It cannot be a house where rats and cockroaches and dogs and wild animals are jumping inside because there's so much weeds around, bushes all around, or the building is bending one side, or there's so much repairs to be done, the roof is leaking and all those kind of things. Okay, so the house needs to be in good condition that a human being can live in. That kind of place, nobody can stay there, and you want me to pay for it? No. So you have a right to a tenantable premises. So the second right that you have as a tenant is that you have a right to exclusive possession of your premises. So you have paid for this house and you paid for 2 years. For the duration of your tenancy, which is 2 years, you have a right to exclusive possession. I will be in possession of this house for that 2 years. The landlord, who is the owner of the premises, cannot come into the premises and say, because he's the owner of the premises, he will now say, okay, I'm bringing in my son or my visitor to come and stay in your house for 1 week or for 1 day. Is it not my house? What is your problem? Let him just stay in your room. No. I'm the owner of the house. You cannot just come because you're the landlord. You come and open my gate because you have your own key. You come in and start doing all sorts. No, it's totally wrong. You as the tenant can sue him for trespass. Yes, even if he's the owner of the house, the law permits that. He can come in to check for major repairs on the building and all of that. That's a different case altogether. For him to come in and start harassing you and doing all sorts of things, no, it's totally wrong. The law does not allow that. The third right is that you have a right to receipt after payment. So you have paid for a property, you have a right to collect your receipt. That receipt should state your name, the duration of the tenancy. For example, you have paid for rent for 2 years. That receipt should state there that you have paid for January 2023 to January 2025. It should be written on the receipt, and it should also state the amount that you paid. If you paid 1 million, it should be written on the receipt that you paid 1 million. This receipt is an evidence of payment. This is what would be tendered in court tomorrow when people begin to have one issue or another. Okay, so it's not enough for the landlord to say, okay, I've collected your money or you've transferred money into my account. I know I have my alert in my phone. It's there. Or you will say, well, I have alert in my phone to show that I transferred money to the landlord. No, it's not enough. Make sure you collect your receipt. It's very, very, very important. Number 3 right is that you have a right to a well-written tenancy agreement. Okay, so you're about to move into a place where you want to rent. Make sure that your landlord hands you over a tenancy agreement, a well-detailed written a well-written tenancy agreement. Okay, when I say well-written now, it should state your name and all the necessary things that should be there. You understand? It should also state what will happen when your rent expires. For example, there was a friend of mine that wanted to rent a place, and she brought her tenancy agreement for me to vet. So I was going through the tenancy agreement and I found out that she's a yearly tenant, and there in the tenancy agreement it was stated that they would only give her 1 month's notice. When I saw it, I said no, this is actually wrong. So she gave it back to the landlord and he took it to his lawyer and the lawyer corrected it. So that is the reason why before you move into a place and you are given a tenancy agreement, make sure you give it to your lawyer to vet it, because the lawyer is in a better position to go through it. There are certain things you may not understand, or you may not even see. These clauses may not be in your favor, but when you give it to your lawyer will go through it and say, no, this is wrong, this is right. You understand? So make sure you have a lawyer that will go through the tenancy agreement and look at it very well and vet it to make sure that they are not all the things that are written there are going to be in your favor, not something that would, because tomorrow, if you have any issue with your landlord, it is the tenancy agreement that the court would look at. The tenancy agreement that binds you and the landlord. It's a tenancy agreement that contains everything you people have agreed on. Okay? So don't come tomorrow and say, but the law says it's 6 months now. But even though the tenancy agreement says it's 1 month, the law will override that. No. It's that tenancy agreement they will look at. So make sure you get a lawyer to vet it if you're not sure of what is there. Okay? And another right that you have is right to notice to quit before an eviction. So let's say you are a tenant living in a property and your tenancy has expired. The landlord does not have a right at all. I see this in movies all the time, where the landlord just comes into somebody's house and begins to throw out the person's properties, and the person is begging, landlord, nah beg, I don't have money. Tomorrow my son will bring money for me. No, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's not right. Before you throw out a tenant, he must be issued with a quit notice. If you are a yearly tenant, like I said earlier, the law says that you should be issued with 6 months notice. So the law is giving you time, because you're a yearly tenant, you pay every year. When I say yearly tenant now, for example, what I mean is that every year you pay for the whole year. For example, we're in 2023, you pay your rent for the whole year. You pay 1 million naira or 500,000 or 250,000 for the whole year. Next year, you pay again for the whole year. That means you're a yearly tenant. The law says that you should be given 6 months notice before you can be asked to quit. Okay? 6 months notice is basic. Then if you are a monthly tenant, you will be given 1 month's notice. So all these things are basic. That is the reason why when you begin to have these issues, you should be able to contact your lawyer to put you through. And that's the reason why we have this YouTube channel, to explain and bring these things down to your level so that you'll be able to understand. Because so many people out there, they just go out there, they do a lot of things. I heard about someone that the landlord came in to their premises and started shouting and throwing their things out of their house because they couldn't pay. They didn't pay water bill or so. He came and cut off their electricity supply. He came and did so many things. These are certain things that the law does not permit. It's called self-help, and the law frowns at it totally. So your landlord doesn't have a right to come into your premises and lock the gate and say, this one has refused to pay house rent. You will now lock your gate and say, come, let me see how you enter this premises tomorrow. It's wrong. The landlord cannot come and cut your electricity supply, cut your wires and say, let me see how you will have light. Or cut water supply and say, let me see how you will have water in your apartment because you have refused to pay your house rent. All these things are totally wrong. There's a way that the law has stated that should be followed if you want to evict a tenant from your premises. And the landlord has a lawyer, so he should contact his lawyer. The lawyer will go through and make sure he does it the right way. Okay, so you should be issued with a quit notice first, and after that 7 days notice before they can now bring up an action in court. They cannot just come and start throwing out your properties. It's totally wrong. Okay, so if you're going through any kind of breach of any of these things, please reach out to your lawyer. And if you don't have a lawyer, feel free to contact me. I'll know what to do about it. So thank you very much. I don't want this video to be too long. Thank you for joining me today, and I pray and I hope that you join me next time, because I'll be dishing out wonderful contents, wonderful things that you will not want to miss. Thank you. Bye.